Right, let's set up the basics of our game here. So in our game right now, it's just this dude doing nothing, but we kind of want to add something to it now. This game is going to start off health based, right? So when you're 100%, you're alive, and when you're 0, you're dead, right? So we're going to set a value of health in our app here, and this is going to be set to 100. This is something we know, right? That's the first thing we're going to do. The next thing we want to do, we want to have somehow to tell the system if the game is ended, like if you're at 0 health or you're not at 0 health, right? So we want to tell the game that from get-go, the game is like true, the state is true of the game, and it's not ended. So we're going to go up here and type in ended false. So from start of the game, it's not done. That makes sense, right? So we're going to write this up here, that when the game starts, it's not done. Weird, right? Follow me, just stay with me here. So we're going to stick with this for now. In our HTML here, in our buttons here, we're going to create some, or attach some V on clicks, right? So when you click the button, something should happen. And the same down here. So V on click. And we're going to call the first one damage and the other one restart, because that's the name of these. So restart method and a, what's the other one called? Damage, right? And in our app, we're going to go to our methods and we're going to write them in. So the first one was called damage, right? So when the player takes damage, something will happen. And this is a function. And for now, we need to just create it like we have many times before. And what we need to do is we need to tell the system how much damage the player takes for each time we click the button. So in this, the first example here, we're just going to have the same value to be hit each time, right? So for each time we click the button, the player is going to take 10 damage in total, right? So somehow we need to grab this information from up here and subtract 10 from this. So if you remember from previous videos where we did the subtract, we grabbed the health and then we just took the actual value and removed it from this one up here. And how we grab this health up here, we use the this keyword, right? So this health is now equal to 100, right? That's what we want, but we want to subtract 10 for each time we click it. So we do minus equal 10 for each time we click it. So for each time it goes from 100 to 90 to whatever, right? We also just quickly gonna create our restart down here. So if and when the game is over or in the middle of the game you want to restart it, we're going to reset the health, right? So what we want here is just grab this health, and if we click the reset, we need to go back to the original state. And what's the original state? It's 100, right? So if we want to start the game again, we click reset and now the health is 100. Easy still, right? So this is kind of the first things we need to do. Now, if we get to the point where this one up here is done, like we at 0 health, then the game should stop, right? Then this ended should be changed to true, because now it's no more health. You can't do anything, right? You have to restart the game to continue playing. So we're going to create a statement up here. We're going to create an if statement. So if this condition is now fulfilled or true, then you have to do something. And what we want to do, we're just going to create the if structure here. So if something is true, then you have to do this. And what we want to actually compare is if this health that we are currently having is, let's see the right way, that way, is equal or smaller to 0, then we wanted to do something. And what we wanted to do is we want to change the game state to something else. So instead of being ended, we want the game to stop. So what we're going to do is this ended is now equal true, because the game is now done, because you're at 0 health, right? Boo! Same down here. If we click restart when we're at 0 health, because right now, if we're at 0 health, the game is true and we can't play anymore, right? So then we also have to reset this back to being false so we can play the game again. So we want 100 health again, and we also want this dot ended to be false again, right? So now we actually have the syntax for the game. So if we click damage, actually reset, it's going to do these things. We can't really see them yet because we haven't set that part up. But we have the logic behind the game ready now to actually continue building upon this. But now we have the starting structure of the game, and in the next video we'll continue adding to it.